One of the problems we tend to run into from time to time is when we get a seller who owns a property in leasehold as opposed to fee simple. Now, for those of you who don't know those terms, fee simple is the best type of ownership. Okay, it's not impacted by anything else, any other interest. In leasehold, we usually see that when there's something called ground rent on a property. So there's another party, a third party, who has an interest in that property, and they own the ground beneath the improvements that have been built. And usually it's only for a few $100 a year, but it exists, and it's sort of an antiquated thing to have on a property. But nonetheless, these contracts that, even though they were drafted and these deeds recorded 50, 70 years ago, 100 years ago, it still exists. And we tend to see this a lot in Baltimore City. We certainly run into it in various counties: Baltimore County, Anne Arundel County, Howard County. Not nearly as common in those counties, but we do see it. And one of the issues that could come up is when an out-of-state lender, generally it's an out-of-state lender, has no concept of what leasehold ownership is, and they want us to just unilaterally put fee simple into the ownership for the new buyer, and we can't do that. It's a third party. We can hopefully get that ground rent redeemed, and that might cost a couple of $1,000s depending on certain things. But we have to get that ground rent holder to execute the deed, and we're kind of waiting on that person. We're dependent on, first we got to locate them, and hopefully that's no issue. And once we do that, then we have to send them the deed, and this person's going to get paid, and then we can get it transferred into fee simple ownership. So sometimes it's hard to communicate that to various parties that may not have experience with ground rent. So it's just important to keep in mind that if you're an agent and you have that contract to close period, it's 30 days, that other redemption of the ground rent, if the buyer's not going to take possession in leasehold and we want it in fee simple, it may take a little longer. And hopefully not. We'll do everything we can to get it done as fast as possible.